Tell my story. I'm an ex-offender and I'm a recovering addict. And I was on drugs for 28 years. And God has been dealing in my life for so long, and He's had this calling on my life to go into the prison ministry and to work with youth. And I ran for so long, and I was shot, stabbed, rolled off the 6 Channel Bridge and Ship Channel Bridge. And when I got in the life for so long, He's had this calling on my life to go into the prison ministry and to work with youth. And I ran for so long. And I was shot, stabbed, thrown off the 6 Channel Bridge and Ship Channel Bridge. And when I got to the hospital, when Life Flight got me there, they said that I was biologically dead. They turned off all the tubes and turned off the machines. And my grandmother, she'll be 90 in September, she was there, and she says that that's just not so. You know, God is just not through with her yet. And they brought me in, and they had the covers over me, from my understanding. And my grandmother she said, well, let me see her. And as she started rubbing my hand and praying, they said that she said, well, this child's breathing. And so they found that I had a weak heart, and the breathing was, it had just started. It was a very light pulse, and they finally got a pulse. And I stayed in a body cast for a year and 9 months, and I stayed in a coma for a month of that year. They said that if I ever come out of that, I would be a vegetable, and I would never walk again, I would never talk again. And they said that I would be a vegetable for the rest of my life. And so my story is that I am a miracle sitting here before you today, you know. And so God said that I saved your life in order for you to do something, you know. And I ran from that. So I went back to the drugs and the alcohol and the streets and the prostitution and the life that I lived for something. And I didn't know that God had already discovered and put the calling on my life, you know, to come back and to give back. And so this last year, God, I prayed and asked God to, I'm tired of living like that. You know, I didn't have any teeth in my mouth. I didn't have no hair. I was weighing about 25 pounds soaking wet. And I went into this church I seen on the side of the road, and I just walked in there. They was giving away free breakfast that morning, and I said, well, God, I'm just tired of living like this now. If I got to live like this, I'd rather for you to go ahead and just take my life right now. You know, do something. And I walked out of that church, and it was like something came over me. And I went out 2 days later. This was on a Saturday. 2 days later, I was sitting at the bus stop, and it was just raining, pouring down raining. I was homeless and I was hungry. My family was just fed up with me. They were through with me at this point. And I said, God, I don't know what to do. And this man pulls up in a car, and he turns around, and he come back. He said, well, what are you doing out in this rain, lady? And I said, well, I don't know. He said, well, where you headed? I said, down on 39th. And he says, well, get in, I'll give you a ride, wherever you want to go. And I said, well, that's what's up. And I got in the car, and he was an undercover police agent. And he took me to prison for prostitution. Now, if I tell y'all that when I got to jail, I really didn't care nothing about me not propositioning that day. And that I wasn't trying to sell him anything that day, but I remember that I prayed to God that Saturday just to do anything, you know? And so I was angry because I'm saying, God, I don't know what you're doing, but this is not what I asked, you know? But I went in and they told me that I had to do 7 months. And I was like, okay, what do I do in 7 months? And so in those 7 months, I got into the Purpose-Driven Life program, and I started doing the 12-step push-to-grip ministry. And then God told me what His purpose was for my life. And I've accepted Christ into my life. And I'm just trying to get in. I'm going back to school. I'm enrolled in school. I'm in school. I'm doing my GED, and I'm ready to go into the University of Houston to get my LTG license.
Amen. Give God some praise for that, y'all. All right. All right, let's get one more testimony. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, Jamel. Come on. All right. Jamel, where's Daryl? All right. Both of y'all.